Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We have an unboxing video. So this is quite an exciting one. It's actually something that I ordered a long time ago. This one is something that I was like planning to build, working out how I could do it. And this is something that I actually ordered prior to getting another version of this. So this is the WellPro Knights Armament or KAC KS-1. So you may have seen my video recently where I unboxed the VFC one, which is this. Really love this thing. It's great. The finish on it is great. The performance so far has been great. You've seen I've kind of like built it out. But this thing was actually planned originally for this. And this is another version by WellPro. So I actually was on, I think it was Octagon at the time. I was looking at doing a KS-1. I looked at the Angry Gun one that they do. I've actually had pretty bad experiences with the Angry Gun stuff generally. So I ended up being like, I don't want to get that. But I did see WellPro had released something and you could potentially get it. And it looked like it was in stock at the time. So I was like, okay, great. I'm going to build this Knights Armament KS-1. It's going to be awesome. And I ordered it. And Octagon, which is where I ordered it from, said to me, hey, it's actually out of stock. We need to wait for it to come into stock. So it might be a bit of time. So as I was waiting for that, this thing got released. Out of nowhere, VFC were like, okay, right, we're doing a KS-1. So I ended up ordering this one. This arrived faster, even though I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I was going to cancel this. And I was like, you know what? It's one of those where I think you guys would probably enjoy seeing like a comparison video where I do a like for like. Now I will do a full length comparison video and show you guys exactly what they're like in comparison, do some close-ups, some shorts. But I thought in this video, we'll do the unboxing. I'll do an initial first thoughts. Charlie's here, which is fantastic. And hopefully we're kind of impressed with this because the price of it is really good. I got sent by Knights Armament. I got sent by what am I trying to say? I got sent one of the WellPro PPK 20s to review, which is a gas blowback. It's like a kind of miniature AK kind of 9mm thing, and I really like it. And it's got great reviews, and actually I'm still waiting on getting mags for it. They were supposed to arrive like a week ago, but they didn't. And it seems like WellPro have just like jumped into making a ton of gas blowbacks that seem to be pretty good. And so when I saw that they were doing a KS-1, I was like, hey, if it's anything like the PPK 20 that I've got, then this is going to be a great replica. And the price on it was $408. And that in comparison to the VFC, which is $588, it's like 2/3 of the price. So I was like, you know what? It's actually very good value. From my prior experience with WellPro, which isn't much, it literally is just with that PPK 20. Everything's worked really well. And the other thing is that this takes MWS mags. Now I have MWS mags. The VFC one obviously takes VFC mags, which are great and it works really well. But I do have a ton of MWS mags from other MWSs that I have. And so I thought, you know what? I'm not going to have to buy new mags. It's basically $400 and you get a brand new platform just to play with. It's really exciting. Everyone kind of wants one right now. And so got a notification. This was on the way. It was being sent. So I got quite excited. It actually came from Octagon in like, I don't know, maybe like 4 days. It's pretty crazy how fast it was. Tariffs wise on this wasn't too bad. I think I had to pay 70 when it entered the country. No, it wasn't even, maybe 60. When it entered the country, and I've had some pretty bad ones from other Hong Kong retailers recently. So it seems pretty good. Packaging on this is fine, actually. I've had some recently, like the 6mm one, which sent me this, where they just literally like put the box and just a little bit of tape around it and sent it. This is obviously not in like a hard outer box, but they have wrapped it really well. And then they've put it in this tape, which is pretty good. It was sent by UPS. And generally I find like UPS, look, there is a bit of damage here. I don't know if that was done in transit or if that was there before. There is also something really interesting with this as well. Now, I'll talk to you about it before, but basically I got an email from Octagon when it came in stock saying, hey, do you want to refund your order? And then they went on in the email to say, because we've just received this batch from WellPro and the magazines that come with the batch have got misbranding on them. And I think that they've got like 762 written on the actual magazine as opposed to a 556, which is the caliber of this in real steel. So I was like, I don't really care because I'm going to be running my other MWS mags in it. Charlie, what are you eating? Come here. No. What are you eating? That's not for you to eat. I'm going to be running my other MWS mags in it, and actually it makes kind of an interesting video if I like show it. But big props, I think, to Octagon for basically reaching out and saying, hey, do you just want me to like refund the order because of such a minor thing, not even with the replica, but with the magazines. So I was like, no, just send it to me. I'm very happy with that. And I'm probably going to make a video on it. This is the manual it comes with. It's a very indescript box. Like it is literally just a black box with a sticker saying WE13GM. That color looks very bronze to me. Like in comparison to this, which I think is much more realistic to the real thing, then it looks very bronzed. I'm also going to be very interested to see if it has this, which is the Royal Marine Commando's dagger. Because that for me was like a big thing on this VFC. It was like, okay, that's pretty awesome. Let's open it up. And okay, so it isn't as bronze as I think in that photo. It is like an FDE, but I think the color of it is actually quite a bit like more FDE color than the one that we have from VFC. Now, I have to say, I'm impressed with it for sure. This is pretty great. I think that definitely, when I do that there, that feels cheaper than the VFC. The mottled barrel on the inside is really well done. You can see that very clearly through this rail. The actual rail itself is good. I'll do a quick, like, I'll show you kind of just like how the parts are. I don't think the quality of this is going to be as good, for sure. Like the markings and stuff on it, there's a little bit of like this just kind of like detritus here. I'll see if I can give you guys just a bit more of a close-up on the old desk cam so you can see it better. But obviously they've put like an orange flash hider tip on here. This is like the actual quality in terms of the like the paint finish on it looks pretty good. This here is maybe a slight difference in color. I don't know if you can see that on your screen, but it looks a bit different. This actually is a replica of what is coming in the Royal Marines contract, which is what I ended up buying from Magpul and then putting it in here. And it comes with these different versions here, which actually looks like they come in this WellPro box. It has got a fire selector. Now, this is something that I'm unsure about. Look, I can hit this to safe, and this isn't, like, even when it's not, like, actually cocked, it's flicking to safe. And normally on a real steel, it's not going to do that. And obviously it is on this. Trigger is, let's just give it a little, see, that's very, like, there's a slight uptick there. Let me just get this flat for you. And it's a fairly light trigger brake. This obviously is all the same as, that's very like protruding, this bolt release. Forward assist, should we see if that works? I think that's a non-working forward assist from the looks of it there. Yeah, so that's a non-working forward assist, which I think is the same on the VFC. It is actually just a copy of this MOE SLK stock. I don't know if this is real Magpul. I very much doubt it, mainly because of this here as well. It's just not seated properly. You can see the difference. This is a real one here, and this is the fake one. And if I put these next to each other, this is going to give you an idea just of how the finishes are. This is definitely lighter. It's more of that khaki color. This is a darker, more standard FDE. So I do have to say, I think I like the style of this one more. The sling points look very similar here. Obviously, I've changed this out for a CTR stock on this is the Magpul one. This comes with this. A big difference here, look. So you've got a black stock tube on here, and you have got the gray stock tube, which is like recognizable. And as I feared, right here, there is no dagger symbol there. Again, it's got all the Magpul branding on it, but this doesn't feel, when you feel that as opposed to this, like the stippling is just a big difference. If I move this forward so you can see it, the stippling here is a big difference between these two. This on the real one I've got here as well. The bottom plug is black. This is just a kind of FDE color. The trigger guards also are different colors. Like this is the same in with the body. This is got a pin here that you can't see there. The fire selectors are the same. But here, look, I can't physically push that to safe because that is how it should be, like, properly. In terms of the trades, this actually on the upper, I kind of like this more in the 5.56mm KS-1. This is like not nearly as like pronounced. Other than that, I probably prefer this. You can see here, this is probably where they've just tested it, but you can see some rubbing on the inside. Like the actual feel of the body, it's very solid feeling, this thing. I'll pull this up here now. Trying to think. The other thing, okay, so this is a big one. This bolt looks fairly cheap, is one change. And then this one, I think, is the, I've just actually ended up doing my, hold on, sorry. I've just had a technical error here and I need to make sure I'm still filming. Yeah, okay, so this here, you can see the bolt there is this black bolt, really nice. It's got also the same color in terms of the charging handle. This one here is a lot cheaper feeling. Obviously, I've built this one out. This feels very similar almost to like the N4, the Double Eagle one. Also, okay, no, that's not an issue. That's kind of similar. Trades on there, you can kind of see the difference. But yeah, it's basically, these are supposed to be the same. And this one is very clearly like real because I bought it from Magpul themselves. And this one is a fake copy and it's not kind of as good at all. So yeah, so far, guys, you can see the stippling of the barrels. If I push this here, but like that is a good indication there of like the difference in color. Okay, so I'm going to whack it back to this. I'm going to put this away now so that we can kind of just get that down there. I did also order something else with this. Let's quickly have a look at the magazine. So it comes with these, which are the inserts for the rear, and that comes with my Magpul. If you watch the Magpul or the build video that I did with the KS-1, you'll have seen that. It comes with a flash hider, which actually feels like it's got that lug again. I've actually got at the moment, this is the VFC one. That's the VFC one. It's considerably heavier. It's probably twice the weight. This is a lot lighter, but it is very similar in design. The actual like indent holes or whatever they're called, the QD holes there are a lot bigger on this, which is the WellPro one. So yeah, so I would say for sure this VFC KS-1 one feels more solid. Hopefully I can just kind of screw this off. If not, I've got my, just make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, that's going good. So I'm going to take this off so we can just get an idea of what it actually looks like when it's not got a horrible orange tip on it. Inner barrel is kind of protruding slightly above where that is there. Let me get this on. Has it got? Yes, it does. Okay, so it has a grub screw, which is why I was like, okay, I'm just trying to rub that. Okay, I'm going to pull all these pieces out so we have them. And then we've got everything. Comes with some BBs, also comes with a loading rod. And that seems to be it. But very indescript box. What actually was very cool with the with the PPK-20 was that it came with its own hard case, and this one does not have that. So I was kind of hoping that would be the case, that you would get the hard case with this. Okay, so that screws on. That's fine. I'll tighten up the grub screw. It's good it's got a grub screw on it, because actually if you're attaching the suppressor onto the QD release, then that's pretty good. This one doesn't. It's actually just got like a little hole through the back, but it's got no grub screw. So that's something just to mention, which is probably a negative with the VFC. Okay, so let's have a look at the mag. And already with the mag, I'm a little bit like, this is gross. That is the top of it. Now this is supposed to be like an MWS spec mag. I'm going to do a test video where we'll show what this fires like on an MWS mag as well as this. But already, like, look, you can see there's a big differential. Like there's two parts here, one above, one below. It's got this horrible orange top to it with like a bright green like valve at the top. It has got a very similar to the VFC mag, like an open and close. And then this is what they messaged me about, which is this, that it says 762 by 35. And it's obviously not a 762. It's also then got 300 blackout written on the mag there. So I don't know what they were thinking with this, but they really messed this up. This is a Gen M3. It's almost like the top bit they've copied like the Guns Modify. And then they've kind of just stuck 762 and 35 on the top. There is some kind of like a little bit of wobble with this. Again, I'll be testing this mag out, just figuring out what it's like, but I'm kind of glad I didn't order any more. This was a separate order. Oh, it also comes with a speed loader and a little Allen key there. This was a separate order, which I got with it. And I actually ordered this at the time for the VFC. And this is actually a suppressor for the KAC system. However, this one is made by FCW, Flintlock Custom Works, which I think is associated somehow with Octagon. But this is the only one that I've been able to get hold of so far. Color-wise, okay, this looks pretty cool. There's the seat pin there. I'm going to do a video on this as well and like work out how we get this done. But it's going to come with its own piece, which is its own, flash hider, which is going to attach to that. That actually, in terms of color on this, is very, very similar. Color on this is not bad either, but it's a bit darker, I would say. But I'm probably going to run this suppressor on the actual, on the VFC model. That would be my plan. So I'm quite excited to try this out. I'm not sure. I think this will take, what do you call it? I don't want to mess around with this and mess it up. Okay, there we go. It will take a tracer unit in it from what I remember. But these nuts here, sorry, these little indents look very different on this one than they do on the WellPro. Again, more like the VFC. This has got a grub screw in it, which is great. And I'm actually just very excited to put a real one on here. It's got the little ball bearings on the inside. But so far, guys, I mean, like, this is not bad. I would say for 400, that's kind of what you're looking like with this. It's not going to be as accurate in terms of like the trades, etc., as the VFC one for sure. Like this isn't gray. You've not got the like same colored trigger. You've got like little marks that are happening on the paint. It is like $180 cheaper. But what I'll do in the next video is I'll do like a comparison. I'll do some close-ups. We'll also just do some like testing just on the chrono, and then probably out of the box testing on the accuracy as well, and just like what the recoil's like, etc. So if you have specific questions that you want answered on whether you should go for this or go for the VFC one, so far I would say if you've got the money to spend, go for the VFC. But this does run on MWS system, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that are like, I've got MWS mags, and I would rather not buy a full set of VFC mags, then this could be a strong option for you. Again, dust covers also on this guy, a very different color to, like, this one is black, this one is the same color as the body. So you can see there quite a bit of difference. And I think this just feels colder. I don't know if this is just because it's come out of the shipping container, but it definitely doesn't feel as cold, but it's solid. It's really, really solid. And then there you also got your hop adjustment right up there, which I think is kind of cool because it's going to be a bit annoying. There's a specific like VFC tool that you use to like get inside the actual bolt or the dust cover and then do it there. I've also noticed, no, that's not. I thought there was a chip on the paint there, but it's not. That's one thing that is annoying me, is like the fact that I could put it on safe without doing that. Maybe I'll quickly just put some gas in it so we can see the recoil, because I know you guys are probably going to shout at me and say, why didn't you do that? So let's do that quickly. And then you can just let me know what you think. So yeah, so already look, I can't release the bolt by pulling it back there. I can release that, which is the bolt release. If I do this here, this bolt release doesn't seem to want to work. Okay, so that's another big thing. It looks like there's a spring there, but however hard I push this, it's not actually releasing the bolt. So that's a big one, guys. The ambi release does not seem to be working on mine. I don't know if that's all of them, but it's definitely the case on mine. So I'll have a look at that maybe in the video if we take it apart, but you can see here, it's just a little bit plasticky feeling. As I said, it kind of feels like the N4. This is the recoil. Okay, it's pretty snappy. Oh, that is really snappy. It's got like a lot of kick to it, that thing. Like a lot of kick to it. So I don't know, that's kind of like throwing me a little bit. And then, sorry, my wife just walked in the middle of that. And then full auto, let's have an idea of that. Okay, so that's the gas running lower on there with the slower rate of fire. But I have to say, like, just actually firing it so far, that feels pretty good. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll put a link to the actual product down below from Octagon, so you can go check it out. But as I said, $408 is the cost for this. I will probably change out that stock, although it's not very wobbly. It's definitely a solid feeling piece. And if you want to build off it, use the MWS parts, it could be good. Thanks guys so much. I will see you very soon on the next video, and have a great day wherever you are. Goodbye.